The greatest threat to wolves is prejudice, fear, and misunderstanding about the species. Defenders of Wildlife, 2016. This quote accurately sums up the difficulties in raising awareness for wolves and protecting them. With stories like The Three Little Pigs and Little Red Riding Hood, there's a stereotype that wolves are automatically the bad guy, but there are more to these animals that people don't consider. In this speech, we will learn some general information about wolves, the threats to them, and how they are being helped. The first step to protecting wolves is understanding a bit about them. Wolves live in packs of 7 to 8 animals, led by a mating pair of alpha male and female wolves, along with their older offspring who help take care of the young pups. The adults in the pack hunt large animals such as deer and elk, as well as small mammals and birds. They will also scavenge for fruit and dead animals. The large animals that they hunt are not the 10-point bucks that hunters hope to find, but the older, sicker, weaker animals. And by hunting these, they help to keep the deer and elk population healthy, according to the Living with Wolves website. Food is brought back to the pups until they are about 6 months old, when they too will join the hunt. At anywhere from 10 months to 2 years old, the wolf pups are considered adults. The pack does not stay in one place, but moves up to 12 miles a day, and when they are separated, they howl to communicate. And studies have shown that wolves howl more to other wolves that they are closer to, according to live science author Elena Bradford. Now that we know a little about wolves, we can dive into the threats to them. The Endangered Species Act, or ESA, was put in place over 30 years ago to help protect threatened species. Species under the ESA's protection cannot be hunted or trapped, thus hopefully allowing the population to increase. The wolf was put under the ESA's protection in the 1960s. However, throughout the 2000s, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service said that the wolves no longer needed the ESA's protection. Then, in 2014, federal courts said that taking away protection violated the very essence of the ESA, and arguments have been going back and forth ever since as to whether the wolf really needs to be under the ESA's protection or not. And according to Biological Diversity's website, there are 5,000 to 6,000 wolves, where there used to be around 2 million, just to put that in a little bit of perspective. In addition, in areas where wolves have made a comeback, they are being blamed for the death of livestock. Farmers and rangers, in an effort to keep their herds safe, will set traps or kill wolves on site. But wolves are responsible for less than 1% of livestock deaths, and if any predator is to blame, it's the coyote. But more deaths occur from disease or birthing problems than from any predator, whether wolf or coyote. So what can we do to help? Organizations such as Defenders of Wildlife and the Endangered Wolf Center have made leaps and bounds in protecting wolves and raising awareness for them. Defenders of Wildlife started a project in 2008 called the Wood River Wolf Project in Idaho. Each year, between 10,000 and 27,000 sheep are grazed and moved around in an area where wolves have made a comeback. Defenders of Wildlife team members and the sheep herders work together using guard dogs, portable fencing, flare guns, and flashlights to keep wolves away from the sheep. Throughout a 6-year period, less than 25 sheep have been killed without harming a single wolf. And this is one of the lowest death rates for such a high concentration of predators and livestock, according to the Defenders of Wildlife website. The Endangered Wolf Center is located in Eureka, Missouri. It was started in 1971 by Marlon and Carol Perkins, and has since expanded to include over 60 acres of wooded protected land, boasting over 60,000 visitors each year. In the fall, the center has its annual open house, in which people can come see wolves, watch dog and endangered species shows, and have an all-around family fun day. Visitors can symbolically adopt a wolf or wolf pack through a monetary donation and receive information about the wolves and how their donation is being used to help them. Species housed there and available for symbolic adoption are Mexican, red, and maned wolves, as well as African painted dogs and swift and neck foxes. These animals, as well as their offspring, are candidates for release into the wild. Nearly every pack of Mexican gray wolves in Southwest America and around half of the red wolves in North Carolina can be traced back to the Endangered Wolf Center, according to their website. Monetary donations are a huge way to help organizations such as these, but another big way is to simply be informed. Following them on Facebook or other social media is a simple way to gain information and show support. Wolves are not simply bloodthirsty killers, but a natural part of American land. They are being persecuted for things they are not fully to blame for. Organizations such as Defenders of Wildlife and the Endangered Wolf Center have been helping them, and you can help too by being informed. Don't just listen to the stereotypes, but find out what's actually going on and make decisions from there. Don't let the prejudice, the fear, and the misunderstanding win.